Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Kyle Rose and you're watching MediaPlex News Now. The 12th annual Windsor International Film Festival has officially started. The festival, ranked the second largest volunteer-run film festival in Canada, will showcase 107 Canadian and international films over the next week. WIF, which usually takes place solely at the Capitol Theatre, will also be screening some of the films at the Chrysler Theatre. Tickets are $14 and $9 for students. Tickets can be picked up at the box office on the corner of University and Victoria. $1 from each ticket will go towards the Capitol Theatre Restoration Fund. Alyssa Horrobin is outside with our weather forecast. How does it feel out there, Alyssa?
Well, Kyle, it is a gorgeous evening out here, and what a wonderful night for the kickoff of WIF. As you can see, there's a lot of excitement and action happening behind me here. It's a balmy 18 degrees right now, and it'll be dropping to 12 a little later with a chance of showers. I'll be back later in the show with a special WIF guest and your 3-day forecast. Back to you, Kyle.
The Windsor International Film Festival started tonight. Lindy Colleen Morgan has the details on this event.
Tuesday, October 25th marks a one-week countdown to Canada's second largest international volunteer film festival. WIF will begin the week of November 1st and wrap up on the 6th. In the past, the festival has been limited to the Capitol Theatre on University, but this year, a second location has been added. The venue will also be held at the Chrysler Theatre at the St. Clair College Centre for the Arts. Vincent Georgie says, Windsor has excellent venues.
Well, we wanted to add a venue. So our Capitol Theatre has been our home for so many years, and we wanted to keep enlarging our home. And the Chrysler Theatre is a beautiful, beautiful space, lots of seating in here. It's something we've discussed for years, and then we've been working with the St. Clair Alumni Association. It's been absolutely fantastic, and we said, let's do this together. It makes such sense. It brings in so many people here to the Chrysler. It makes sense for WIF.
New programming has also been added to the festival and will include live readings, sing-alongs, and virtual reality. This year's festival will include the screening of 112 films, one of which is a live documentary where viewers are invited to watch, listen, think, and alter the storyline. Kim Nelson is the director of the live documentary and says this is a first for WIF.
But what we're doing as part of our live documentary, which has never been done before, is there's a participatory aspect. So after we show the deconstructed documentary, we open it up to the audience, and often at film festivals there'll be a Q&A after a film. But as part of our live documentary, the Q&A becomes a part of the film.
Tickets for this event can be picked up on the corner of University and Victoria at the WIF box office. Tickets can be purchased up to the festival's start date, between the times of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. For MediaPlex News, I'm Lindy Colleen Morgan.
WIF's Executive Director, Vincent Georgie, came to the studio to talk with Lindy Colleen Morgan in this edition of 3 Minutes With.
Hello, my name is Lindy Colleen Morgan, and this is 3 Minutes with Vincent Georgie. Vincent is the Executive Director of the Windsor International Film Festival. Vincent, when did you get involved with the Windsor International Film Festival and why?
I got involved back in 2009, so I've been with the festival about 8 years total. I was approached by Dr. Alan Wilderman, the president of the University of Windsor, who had suggested that I take a look at joining the Windsor Film Festival because my expertise is the marketing of film, and he thought I could be of support there. I just joined the University of Windsor, and I was delighted to. But it's amazing you get involved in things that you could never imagine the time and history you'd have with an organization. You know, back when I joined, this is about May 2009, I never could have imagined the time I've put in or just the things that have gone on. It's a bit nostalgic.
So what does WIF provide to the emerging filmmakers in the Windsor area?
Yeah, I think what WIF does is provides them, one, a platform to showcase their films. All filmmakers want to have their films seen. No filmmaker makes a film to not be seen. But in this case, we're actually able to showcase them by celebrating those films, by bringing media attention to them, by marketing these films, by putting on a great festival where their films, in one theater are being shown right next to, another major, Hollywood film or another major, art house French film, and the theater is right next to them. It just gives them a sense of your film is part of the mix too, and that's an important piece.
So what's different about this year's WIF? I know that there has been a change in location. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, well, this year we're really delighted that we've added the Chrysler Theatre at the St. Clair Centre for the Arts on top of the Capitol Theatre. So normally we were always just at the Capitol Theatre, which is we love that venue so much, but we wanted to keep growing the festival, and the Chrysler is the perfect natural choice for us. So we're really excited by that. It's obviously a beautiful venue right down by the water, but what's great about it too, it's just a few minutes walk between the two theaters, so you can flit around and go to different films in both theaters, which is great. So that's been a really nice addition. And then certainly in terms of programming, we've been playing around a lot of new initiatives this year. The Sound of Music sing-along is going to be hugely popular. Doing live reads, we're doing a live read of the script of Reservoir Dogs and a live read of the script of Juno. So live read is when actors come in and actually do a voice reading of a script. You're not watching the film, they're actually performing the script. So amongst other things, lots of different pieces we're excited about.
So how many films are being shown this year, and which one are you kind of rooting for at this point?
Oh, geez, yeah. We're showing, it's 107 feature films and documentaries, and I think it's 19 shorts, 5 VR installations, and on and on and on. It's great. Some of the films I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about for Manchester by the Sea. I think that's just such a beautiful film with Casey Affleck and Michelle Williams. I think that'll be a big hit. I'm also really proud that we're showing Migrant Dreams about the labor conditions of migrant workers in Leamington. It's very much our story, and it's a story that needs to be told. So those are two films that I'm quite excited about.
So what part of the programming are you most looking forward to this year?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking for, you know what I really enjoy? I actually enjoy Midnight Madness quite a bit, because I think that's just a lot of fun. It's experiential, it's enjoyable. We're doing a midnight screening of Space Jam, we're doing Mean Girls, we're doing The Room, of course. We're also premiering the new film, The Girl with All the Gifts, which is a really good horror film. The new Rob Zombie film as well, 31. I like Midnight Madness quite a bit. I find that's always a good time. Even when I'm tired by the end of the night, when the midnight crowd comes in, it's a good time.
So recently WIF was named the second largest volunteer film festival in Canada.
Yes.
What does this title mean for the city of Windsor?
Oh my gosh, I mean, I think it can mean a lot for us as a community to know that, you know, Canada has 158 volunteer-run film festivals, and we're the second biggest right now. We can be really proud of that. I think it shows how much people in Windsor love movies, love the arts, love movie-going, love having a great experience, and this is the festival that Windsor built. This is our festival that we've grown year after year after year, and all of this praise and recognition we receive, we've all collectively contributed to it.
And what would you say to those thinking about going to WIF but haven't made their final decision yet?
Oh, absolutely, come down. Just come and have a good time. Whether you already know the film you want to see, or you just want to get a recommendation once you're here, or just walk into any theater and just take in an experience. People always end up having a good time at WIF, whether they know what film they're coming for. Some people come just for the social aspect, just to see the crowds, just to try something new, catch up with an old friend. You don't have to be a big movie buff to actually enjoy the film festival. There's just so much social around it too.
So that's all the time we have today. This has been 3 Minutes with Vincent Georgi, the Executive Director of the Windsor International Film Festival.
Heading back outside, Alyssa has a special guest here to talk about his film in WIF. Alyssa?
I'm here with Ted Bazaire, director of the film Things to Do that makes a comeback tonight. Ted, this is a pretty exciting night for you. Can you tell us about your film?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Tonight is our 10-year anniversary screening of Things to Do. It's a feature film that we made here in Windsor 10 years ago, and it was a bit of a kickoff for a lot of the people that made it kind of for their careers. And so it's nice to kind of come back to Windsor and have this celebration for it.
So has your film been shown before in WIF?
Actually, it didn't play at WIF. I think we predated the local component of WIF. But we did play at festivals around the world. We premiered at Slam Dance in Park City and a couple other festivals around the world, and it went on to play like on TMN and CBC and the Sundance Channel and things like that. So it definitely got out there. So it's nice to kind of see it on the big screen again, because we haven't seen it in a while. So yeah.
So why WIF and why Windsor?
When we made the film, it was basically a really local effort, and every time we talk about it, we say we really couldn't have made the film without the support of the people of Windsor, and so that's why it's really exciting to kind of come back to where we shot it and where we got all the help to make it, and kind of again show it to the people that helped make it happen.
Well, thank you very much. You can catch Ted's film tonight at 8 at the Capitol Theatre. Back to you, Kyle.
Windsor is full of all kinds of arts. Reporter Aaron Lombardi tells us more.
Windsor carries its true form of art throughout the city, with museums, galleries, venues, and more. The city's own artistic background ranges to a wide variety of genres. Although there are some who believe the city lacks a certain culture, the evidence of such remains in all of the city and its surrounding areas. The newly opened Chimchuk Museum, which sits above the art gallery, proves to the public of a natural beauty. Currently hosting in the city is the Windsor International Film Festival, which is holding viewings of foreign and national films along to indicate culture. Nuha Alalim is a supervisor.
The Windsor community, I think, is really starting to showcase what it has to offer in terms of the arts, especially with this festival. Downtown, I think, benefits a lot from all the patrons that come and the people who come to see all the films. I think all the downtown businesses are really starting to see that too. And I think the city is starting to really look into how they can improve the festival and really invest in it for years to come, because this is the 12th year that we're doing the festival, and it's grown so much over the years.
Along with many other festivities, Windsor's heritage in the arts will remain strong.
The provincial government has announced funding for a new Catholic school. A new secondary school for 850 students will be built to address the aging facilities condition and renewal backlog at the Catholic Central Secondary School. It will cost an estimated $26 million and will be located at the Old Windsor Arena downtown. High school students had the chance to check out programs offered at St. Clair College. Felicia Patterson reports.
I'm here at St. Clair College, where in the gym, many Ontario College representatives have set up booths to promote their programs. Faculty members seem very excited, but not as excited as some of the high school students here today who wish to enroll in one of these programs in September.
Those who attended had access to information about part-time, full-time, or alternative studies. Anyone who had any questions were able to speak with faculty members, and tours of St. Clair College's main campus were available. One St. Clair representative says that his program prepares students to work within the school board.
Our program trains students who are interested in working as an educational assistant with the school boards or some of the agency schools in the community. Essentially, we'll give you the knowledge and skills through coursework and 2 unique placements to work alongside students with special education needs in the classroom.
As college staff gave overviews of their programs, high school students from across the area considered which was best for them. One high school student says she attended the college information program for more information.
I came here today to see the different career options I have for my career, and just to get a better understanding of the police program and all that.
Colleges urge high school students to apply early in order to ensure a place in the program of their choice. I'm Felicia Patterson, reporting for MediaPlex News.
It's time to go back out to the streets where Alyssa is standing by with our 3-day forecast. Alyssa?
Theater goers are shuffling back and forth between the Capitol and the Chrysler. Let's take a look at what the next 3 days have in store. Wednesday, we can expect a few showers with a high of 19 and a low of 11. Thursday, there's a chance of showers with a high of 14 and a low of 5. And on Friday, the sun reappears with a high of 13 and a low of 7. Remember this Saturday to turn your clocks back an hour. That's it for me from the corner of University and Victoria. Back to you, Kyle.
Some Windsorites had a very scary Halloween. By choice. Ryan Blevins was there to bring us the details.
While some people spent their Halloween trick-or-treating, others chose to scare themselves. The Windsor Scarehouse closed its season this Halloween Eve. Now in their 9th year, the Scarehouse chose to return to the corner of Olette and Wyandotte after last year's success. As manager of one of Windsor's most recognizable haunted houses, Sean Lepert says you never know what to expect.
Apparently girls like to pee their pants when they spot sometimes. Some guys, it's doesn't matter. We have 8-year-olds that go through that are really excited about going through, and then you have a 35-year-old bodybuilder and says, nope, I'm not going any further.
The 30,000 square foot building takes about 15 minutes to walk through. There are roughly 20 workers, and once you go in, well,
you go in and you get really scared.
Windsorites Michael Axford and Sandra Penez walked through the Scarehouse and said they had only heard great things prior to going.
We've been trying to get here all week, and this is the last night, so we made sure that we made it out because these things are great. It's just a lot of fun.
According to management, they are already thinking about next season, and the Scarehouse will be located in a 45,000 square foot warehouse on McDougall Avenue. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ryan Blevins.
It's time to check in with Mikaela Morin for our What's Up, Windsor?
This week is jam-packed with creative events. I'm Mikaela Morin, and this is What's Up, Windsor? Today is the first day of Windsor's International Film Festival. WIF is a cultural, not-for-profit organization whose mission is to recognize and celebrate the art of cinema by showcasing Canadian and international films and filmmakers. It runs until the 6th and features over 100 films. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this unique event. Tomorrow night, an eager group of students from our very own MediaPlex are teaming up with a local theater company, the Spark Plug Players, to put on the show The Pillowman at Milk Coffee Bar. The Pillowman follows Katerian, a writer in a totalitarian state, who is brought in for police interrogation regarding the gruesome content of his short stories and their similarities to a number of child murders occurring in the area. Come see this experimental style of theater in Windsor's downtown core. The God of Ecstasy, directed by Jeff Marentate, opens this Friday at Cortisone Theater. This brilliant tragedy is an adaptation of Euripides' final work, The Bat Guy. The play depicts the god of wine, Dionysus, returning to Greece in disguise to take vengeance on his disbelieving family. This has been What's Up, Windsor? Back to you, Kyle.
With National Teen Driver Safety Week just behind us, Mariah Atherley reports on the dangers of distracted driving.
Statistics point to distracted driving as one of the leading causes of accidents across Canada. When you're not focusing on the road, bad things can happen fast. For instance, using your phone to text, change your music, or even eating behind the wheel all count as distracted driving. Maisha Cabano is a Windsorite who was recently involved in an accident.
Yeah, it makes me more conscious on the road. Like every time I drive now, I'm like more concerned. Like when it turns green light, I wait for like at least like 5 seconds or 10 seconds before I should proceed.
It doesn't matter if you're on the highway or stopped at a red light, distracted driving could cost you. Constable Andrew Joulard says you need to be more aware on the road.
Distracted driving is mainly when somebody's utilizing their device while they're driving, right? So obviously that puts everyone in danger on the roadway.
Remember, always keep both hands on the wheel and eyes on the road. For MediaPlex News, I'm Mariah Atherley.
With winter fast approaching, hydro costs can be a concern. Here's Michelle Laramie with your Money Minute.
Hi, I'm Michelle Laramie here with your Money Saving Minute. Although this is the first time in years that the province has chosen not to raise hydro rates for the winter, many are still struggling to keep up with the high energy costs. So here are my top tips to help you save money. The first and easiest way is to simply unplug. Phantom power is a large amount of energy used each month. This happens when electronics are left plugged in when not in use, like that coffee maker sitting idly on the counter. So like I said, simply unplug electronics or small appliances when you're not using them. Secondly, change your light bulbs. The small task of switching out old bulbs to more energy efficient ones can help save money. Another good way to save is to install a programmable thermostat. By being able to automatically set your heating or cooling to low when you're not home or sleeping can reduce your costs by about 10%. And finally, my favorite, use the clothesline to dry your clothes. Nothing better than your clean clothes smelling of fresh air, and it's free. It is nearly impossible to go through our lives without using any electricity. But when we do, it's also a good idea to do it during off-peak hours, which are between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. This is when hydro prices are at their cheapest. That's been a money-saving minute. I'm Michelle Laramie for MediaPlex News.
A local company is providing youth in the city with mentorship opportunities. Fabricio Rivera talked for 3 minutes with Joe Merhej to find out more.
Hello, this is Fabricio Rivera, and this is 3 Minutes with the Pushers journalist mentor, Joe Merhej. So tell us, what can you tell us about the Project Push program and what it's all about?
Well, specifically Project Push it focuses on youth in the city, so it gives them an opportunity to jump into 18 weeks of these free workshops. My workshop's the urban journalism, and then we have hairstyling, and then we have artist development. So it just gives them a chance to specifically participate in something they might not be able to do in regular schooling.
Okay. When did you get involved with the Pusher brand, and What is? Do you have any other roles in the program?
Well, it's been 2 or 3 years. I was there from the beginning. Specifically with that program, I do tend to just focus on the urban journalism side with that, but I do help with the other programs if it's necessary.
So what was the idea like of colliding the barbershop and the studio and the journalism all into one roof, and then just kind of branching out and offering these programs?
Well, it's because we had like all the businesses in one, so it kind of collided. When people would come in and talk to me, they would ask me about the multiple celebrity interviews I do, whether it's like Schoolboy Q, G-Eazy or what that, and ask me how I did it, or how they can do it.
Okay.
So with me and my brother Ali, he came up with this concept of how he's like, you know what, let's give these kids the opportunity to do it, and who better than me, and then Carlos, who is the barber who heads that program, and then Ali, who does the artist development, because he before the whole Pushers Collective store, he was an artist himself. So it kind of collided because we had all those businesses and services all in one roof, and we were just doing it.
Okay. How was the atmosphere like for the workshop? Like, how do, like, for people that go there and just want to, work and experience how to do stuff?
Well, it's dope because you get to see these kids who come in here with no experience, and they're very interested, and they might not want to do specifically like news reporting, and they like the entertainment side of it, and they like the industry. So it's cool, teaching them and kind of telling them, how to do things, and then obviously they want to know the perks about it, which is cool. You get to go to free concerts, meet celebrities you listen to on a day-to-day basis.
Definitely.
But the one thing I could say, which is pretty cool, is kind of being able to tell my trials and errors to the youth and kind of teach them how to communicate, or how to kind of use their good habits and their skills to kind of build a brand.
Cool. What are one of the benefits that people can achieve from entering the program?
Just overall being a better communicator. It kind of teaches you to kind of lose that nervousness and be able to just really network, because it's very, very key in the world today. It's just more so being able to talk to somebody on the fly, or being able to connect, or being able to build your network, which later on becomes your brand.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Appreciate it.
I'm Fabricio Rivera Paz, and we've just spent 3 minutes with Joe Merhej.
First-time and returning high school curlers had a chance to play in an annual event last week. Reporter Brett Henderson was there.
Roseland Golf and Curling Club hosted its annual high school curling clinic last week. The clinic allowed local high school students to either experience curling for the first time or polish up on their existing skills of the game. Vincent Massey Secondary School student Greg Bogle says he enjoys the clinic because it allows him to make new friends.
I'm at Vincent Massey Secondary School. I've been curling for 5 years, and my favorite part about high school curling is being able to come out and meet new people from different schools.
Roseland employee and curling instructor Margot Way tells us why the clinic is important to her.
This clinic is very important to me because 5 years ago I was one of these students, and they were teaching me how to curl. This is the next generation of curlers, so it's going to be great seeing how they're progressing and how they're going to end up in the future with curling.
The high school curling season begins in November, and teams will compete for the top prize, a WEXA gold medal. For MediaPlex News Now, I'm Brett Henderson.
St. Clair College hosted the Women's OCAA Soccer Championship. Garrett Fedor has a story.
St. Clair College kicked off the OCAA Championship this weekend in Amherstburg. The tournament ran from Thursday and wrapped up Saturday. The top 8 female soccer teams from across Ontario were at the Libro Centre in Amherstburg, vying for OCAA gold and a chance to compete against college teams from across Canada. Jay Schufelt, athletic coordinator for St. Clair College, says Amherstburg was the only viable option due to the new facilities.
They've got a beautiful facility there with change rooms, places to feed people, referees rooms, team rooms. So that was the main reason we chose there.
Teams arrived Wednesday night before their first games Thursday. While the Saints earned a spot as hosts, head coach Steve Vigini said he was confident his team would qualify either way.
You like to earn your way in, but you like to know that they're giving you a shot at being there without with the school doing all the work. So it's a great feeling. Either way, we were going to earn that spot.
The Cambrian Golden Shields defeated the Seneca Sting to earn the bronze medal, while the Algonquin Thunder earned the gold medal, their second in 2 years, while the host St. Clair College finished sixth. For MediaPlex News Now, I'm Garrett Fedor.
The Windsor Spitfires welcomed the return of Mikhail Sergachev after being sent down by the Montreal Canadiens. This is what the reigning OHL's top defenseman had to say.
I didn't expect that yesterday because I was about to get my workout done and stuff, and they just told me that I'm going back to Windsor, and they told me my mistakes, and I totally agree with them. So I'm just pretty happy to get back and get things done in Windsor.
The youngest equestrian event competitor in Ontario just returned from the Thoroughbred Makeover in Lexington, Kentucky. Alyssa Horrobin has her story.
15-year-old Chloe Duffy is the youngest person in Ontario competing in the discipline of equestrian eventing. She and her horse Eddie have been approved to compete in the Thoroughbred Makeover in Lexington, Kentucky, October 27th to the 30th. Duffy has been riding horses since she was 5 years old and competing for the last 4 years. She has a lot of pride in her riding partner.
I love to see the horses succeed at what they've been training for. So hard. I'm really excited to see that Eddie has accomplished something that we've been training really hard to do.
Sandy Duffy homeschools her daughter, which allows her to be flexible with her training. Sandy said the biggest sacrifice for their family is having Chloe gone for long periods of time, but that it's worth the reward.
Seeing her grow as a young woman and a rider in the saddle, these last 10 months of her working on the flat work and working, we say in the sandbox and the dressage ring, she has just become this most beautiful, elegant young woman sitting in the saddle, and it really makes us proud.
Chloe has branded herself as Duffy Equestrian and hopes to compete for Canada someday in the Olympics. For MediaPlex News, I'm Alyssa Horrobin.
Our MediaPlex photographer of the week is Chelsea Gerard. She shot chrysanthemums full of dew after rainfall in Jackson Park. Nice eye, Chelsea. Businesses in Windsor have teamed up to keep kids warm this winter. Dawn Gray reports.
The annual Coats for Kids campaign is in full swing. The Unemployed Help Center has once again partnered with a number of local dry cleaners in an effort to collect 6,000 winter coats for children in Windsor and Essex County. Gently used coats can be dropped off at any of the participating dry cleaners. June Muir, CEO of the Unemployed Help Center, attributes the success of the program to the generosity of the community.
It's because of the community that this program truly does work. And the kids, when they come in and they select a coat that's just gently used, and, you know, for little girls, if it's in style, they're jumping up and down. And we're helping kids keep warm this winter season.
Organizers hope to collect as many coats as possible at the dry cleaners before the cutoff date of October 31st. However, they will still collect coats here at the Unemployed Help Center all through the season. Reporting for MediaPlex News Now, I'm Dawn Gray.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Kyle Rose, and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.